I guess you want to know how to color a fallish background with NeoColor2, and that is exactly what we are going to do today. So we will use NeoColor2, a water-soluble crayon, to create an autumnal, colorful, leafy-like background. And I'm coloring this beautiful page here by Lauritsen. So let's get started. And basically, what I want to say before we get started, I will use the Caran d'Ache NeoColor aquarelle crayons today, but basically I think that you could use any other water-soluble crayon. You would just need some yellows, oranges, greens and reds, and I think you could also create a beautiful fallish background. So just saying, you don't always need the most expensive coloring supplies to play along. And let me know if you would like me to play with a cheaper brand of water-soluble crayons and try to create what type of backgrounds we can do with those. So I will introduce the colors in a second. Going to tell you, I will use also the Caran d'Ache palette here, but you could also use just a breakfast plate. They often have a rough side, and this rough side is very nice to lay down the colors so that they stick a little bit better. So I have this palette here that I'm going to use, but yeah, you could use just something else if you like. And I have chosen quite a few colors. Most probably not so many are needed to create something beautiful. You know, just play along and have fun, I would say. But let me introduce the colors to you. So, just in case you have NeoColors and want to follow along, I don't have the whole set. I have the 30 set, and then I bought some extras like those very pale colors, like this very pale yellow, which is also the name, pale yellow. Then I also got the Sahara Yellow. I have this orange. I think this was in the basic set, most probably. Then I do have light olive here. And I do have moss green. So these are my basic colors to color in the background. And then I have some extra colors that I will use for creating the leaf texture, basically. And I just chose some colors here. And I have Vermilion, I have Scarlet, I have Indian Red, then I've got English Red. This is like a brownish color basically. I'm not sure if I will use a brownish color, but I have it ready. I have Yellow Green, and then I have Emerald Green, and I have this Olive Black, just in case. So I'm going to use just a water brush for this technique. This is the Zig Kuritake detailer brush, so it has a very fine tip, which is just my favorite. It has this push button here, so and I find I can work with this one quite well. I've tried some other ones, but I always come back to this one. So this is just my favorite one, but any other would work. You could also use just a normal brush. Use what you have and what you like and what you are familiar with, basically. So, okay, let me show you what we are doing today. I want to show you an example from A Fairy Lives in Every Garden. This book is by Destiny Lauritsen as well. And in this book, I had colored this beautiful autumnal page here. And that is what we are going to create today. So an autumnal background like this. The only difference will be that we won't add any of those metallic colors that I have added here. I really like this background, and then I messed it up with those metallic colors. So metallic is not always a good choice. In this case, I think it wasn't a good choice. Today I will find out what I can create when I don't mess it up. So But yeah, at least it shines nicely. But this is what we are going to create today. So I also want to show you a different example from the Coloring Heaven Halloween special. And in this book, I had colored a couple of years ago, this background. This I have basically colored with this autumn set, so with many brownish and yellowish colors. I was very much inspired by coloring with Wiki back then, and I have actually filmed this background, so if you're interested in this exact outcome here, I will link it up in the corner up above, so check this out if you want to follow this background video here. So this is a little bit different because I used more yellow, more lighter yellow, so it has a little bit more of a sheen, I think, while the other one is a little bit more bright and colorful. I want to show you on which type of page I would prefer to use this background here. And then I will show you on which one I prefer this background that we're going to do. I think this more lighter scene would be very good for a scenic page. For example, here in Witch Season by Jana Prosvirina. There is a beautiful page, for example, this one here. And on this one, this background with the more yellow tones would look just stunning and perfectly, because it would amplify that we have a lot of light shining through the trees and through the leaves, and it would make it just like a very warm and sunny autumnal day, and it would look very nice. So yeah, this background I would prefer on this type of image here, like where you have a little bit of a bigger scene, but on a small circle like this, I love Destiny's works because she always has those little frames here, little circles or other little frames, and those are just perfect to create what I'm going to create today. So, yeah, shall we get started? What do you think? I think so, huh? Okay. In the first step, I'm basically going to start to lay down just colors to this area here, and therefore I need to plan out where I want to place my colors. I think down here I would go in maybe with a little bit of green. I really need to think about it. These will be red, so I think I will have green in this corner here, going maybe into a more yellow orange color. And yeah, I think I just need to get started. I will take a look at I will go and start with my lightest yellow color, and I just basically want to lay down like a little bit of an overall layer here. I'm not applying a very strong pressure here. I'm going in with a light pressure. I'm holding it a little bit to the side. This is just very fine for the moment. And then, I'm just going to apply a little bit of color, mostly to the overall image. Then I would go in with my next darker yellow, which is Sahara Yellow. And I want to intensify some of those colors, especially near to the character and maybe to the top part. So basically, the lightest color should be in the middle section, and then the next darker color right next to it. Also, especially here where we are going a little bit more further down of the image. And luckily we can layer our Neocolors. So yeah. First going to apply a nice overall layer everywhere so that we have a nice base to work with. And then later we are going in with just some more colors. I think, now let me just quickly think a little bit. I think I will go in with my orange a little bit here. So I want to have it a little bit darker where my illustration basically starts. Let's call it outer edge. Because I think that just brings more dimension when we do it like that. Okay, something like that maybe. If you go a little bit in a circular motion, that's totally fine, because it will create some texture, and as we are creating texture anyway, it's quite okay. So I'm going in with this light olive, more here on the side basically. Yeah, implementing some green colors. Also, I think here on the top a little bit. I might also go in just here and add some greens down here. So in the first step, you're just deciding where to place your colors. I'm going in back with my orange. I think that I want to have a little bit of red here, so that it's next to the green colors basically. Mixing in a little bit there. And then I go in with my darkest green, which is moss green. I feel a little bit sweaty today. It's very hot outside again, so you know, I'm filming this in September basically, and now in September it is actually summer. You know, we hadn't had summer in July and August. It was rather fairly cold, but now that we should have autumn, yeah, finally summer arrived. So you have to be careful not to create mud when you go over with your greens over your orange here. I think I would also add in a little bit just here at the top part. But we also want to create just enough variation basically. Yeah, I think that's good enough actually. Now we can basically activate it. I'm thinking basically, I think I will also maybe add a little bit of this Vermilion already. Just in the corners a little bit. Just so that I know where my red colors are going. Yep. I think that's not too bad for a start, or starting point, basically. I think I will blend this out a little bit. So the smoother you do your lay down, the easier it will be to blend it together. It is a water medium, but still it's always easier the cleaner you work in the to start with in the first place. I think I will add a little bit more yellow here, a little bit darker maybe here. I'm not quite sure if I should leave this area free maybe. Yeah, I think I will do that so that we have a little bit of where it's a very light, so to speak. So, okay, perfect. One last layer with this yellow color here. Okay, and I think, yeah, it's already starting to look nice. I think I would add a little bit here, more. And I'm going in a little bit wider now, wilder, trying to create a little bit of texture. But basically, we're going to create the texture with with our brush in a minute. So just want to have a good base to get started with here. And as I said, I want to have the darkest color in next to the to the image or to the outlines basically. Yeah, okay, I think I'm ready now to activate this. Okay. You know, I'm always kind of a little bit nervous to color or to film backgrounds. But yeah, let's just do it. Okay. I hope I'm all in frame. I don't have a clear look on that at the moment because I have a new setup here. Yeah, oh, still color on here. So I do have here a paper towel. For getting started, I always give it a little push so that some water flows in here. I check, okay, it's wet, and then I just get started basically. And yeah, I think I will just get started here where the lightest color is, start to activate it. You know, the lightest color will always be kind of smooth, you won't see the streaking. So the very nice light yellow colors are always very easy to activate. Yeah, they look just very nice and good. And when we come to our greens, then basically I continue to activate the yellow here. Check if I have enough water, feels a little bit dry to me. Okay, and continue. Because I like when I have a little bit of water, because I just find that the blending works then a lot better. Of course, the more water you use, the more your page will buckle, but oh no. Oh no, okay, need a break. Okay, I just had a little bit of an interruption because my camera died on me. But that means that I can basically work now with my old camera, and that means that I can actually see what I'm coloring. So, you know, I'm already trying to blend it in here a little bit by dabbing it so that we are creating already a little bit of texture just where it is yeah, meeting the yellow, so to speak. And yeah, so I'm just going to quickly dissolve all the pigment here. And you know, if it looks a little bit textured, it will be good because it shall look like yeah, kind of like trees or bushes, something like that in the background. So if we create some texture here, it will be actually not too bad. So I'm dabbing a little bit already. This is the same exact method that I will use in a minute, and we will go in with more color and pigment and just dab it on here basically. So you can already do it or start to do it here, just, you know, blending it out. And we will intensify the colors quite a bit in the next step. But first, we're just working on our base, because we do need a base. Every house needs a base. Yeah, a good solid base. Yeah, so that's what we're doing here. I think I will turn you to music until this base is finished and we come to the next step, so to speak. Okay. Always make sure that your brush is nice and juicy. Otherwise you will have a harder time to spread the ink and to blend it together. I find it, at least. Let me know if you have different experience with it. But I like to have my brush just nice and juicy when I activate those Neocolors here. Yeah. So this was step 1 basically. This is how it looks at the moment. I think I will leave this dry for a moment, you know, so that I don't harm the paper texture or structure too much. I will give it some time to rest, and then I will continue to go over with the second layer, but this one will take from the palette then to create more texture basically. I went over here a little bit, but no problem. This is an autumn leaf, so it's okay. Okay, we'll come back in a second for you. So basically a phone call and a dinner later. I finally want to go into phase 2 of this coloring here. And I already put some of the yellow tones on my plate here. And I will also add some of the green tones so that I, you know, I don't need to interrupt the coloring when I get started. So I will add, actually I have 5 green tones out here, and I think I will just add them all on this plate now here. And this Caran-d'Ache palette basically has kind of like a rough texture, so it will go quite good onto here. So, and then I will also add some of those more vivid greens here, just to see how those, will combine with the other colors. Was actually a little bit sad. I had this very nice point here. So, okay, also a little bit of this darker, vivid green. And yeah, I'm doing a round with green tones, and this is also the black olive, so the darkest color. This is actually almost brownish. I will see if I can bring it in or not, but I have something on my palette now. And yeah, the red tones I will do then in the next round, so to speak. So, and now, you know, I just grab with my water brush the pigment here from the palette. I'll do it like this so that you can still see the palette and the picture. So I'm just going onto here, dissolving everything with the water. You can also press a little bit on your brush to bring out a little bit more water here, so that it's not too dry. So I think now I have something here. So, and then I basically want to smooth that out a little bit here. So I'm just going over here with basically a second layer of this yellow color to get rid a little bit of the imperfections that I might have here. Even though I think that those imperfections, was suiting the look that I actually have here. Like they're coming through light somewhat. I think I will also add in a little bit here of this darker yellow. Here a little bit more. Yeah, so like this. And then I would go and slowly try to build up my green tones. And I think I'm going to start with my lightest green tone here. So I take something from the palette here. And then, you know, I would just tap my brush. I think I will zoom you in for this a little bit so that you can really see what I'm doing here. So I will just grab a little bit of this color, and then I'm going to dab my brush here to make it look like a tree texture, a foliage texture, and blend it just in here. Just find out where I want to have this lighter green here. So how far basically I want to bring it out. You know, we can add a little bit maybe here even. And then, so you just have to make sure that your brush is actually wet enough. So, and then I'm also going to work here and yeah, blend it in here in this section a little bit. So just like this, very easy to do. I will zoom you out again a little bit so that you can see a bit better in overview what I'm doing, but I just wanted you to understand what is the technique that I'm doing here. So I'm just dabbing basically, also bringing in a little bit here. I can go over and smooth it out. Maybe can also bring in a little bit here, right next to her, like hair. Yeah. And this is basically the whole technique that I'm doing. I'm going in with my green tones now. Now I will go in with my darker olivey green. And I want to have the darker colors yeah, near to the border here. Definitely. And then just see and check and try out how far I can bring it out, basically. Also going to add something here. Also like here. And just creating some textures this way. So, and you can see that basically you don't really need as many colors that I have chosen with just those two greens that we also have used here for the base. I think it looks already very good and wouldn't have needed 3 other greens, I think. But yeah, we will just check out what we can create with it maybe. Oh yeah, I really like this. So I'm also adding in some down here. So here we are also going more in the red tones. So to be a little bit careful here maybe. I think I need a little bit more water. So every so often your brush will get a little bit dry maybe, so then you just need to press a little bit to add some more water to it. So, and then you can really just have fun and play. That is how easy it is basically. It's really just about having fun while yeah, taking up some color and then dabbing. And yeah, now I am going in a little bit with this more vivid, very light green here to see what this maybe can add for me. So the only thing basically with this rough palette here is that it will damage your brush a little bit. So that's why I actually also like to have an old water brush, or maybe one that is not your favorite. Yeah, so that you don't have to worry so much that it is damaging your like brush here when you rub it on this surface here. So, and now this looks actually at the moment a little bit like a spring background, but yeah, next we are going to add in more of the oranges and the reds, and then it will change, I promise. So, I'll clean off my brush for the moment, and then I will just go ahead and add some of the reddish colors, the oranges, the reds, the browns that I have. Oh, I haven't used my darkest black olive color yet, so this one. So I leave this on the palette and I think I will use this later. But for now, I'm going to clean my palette a little bit. Yeah, so that's all the colors added to the palette. Clean off brush, and then, you know, let's go in. I will go in with this more yeah, lighter reddish tone here. I'm also going to press a little bit. You know, we could also maybe add some water with a pipette. So, and then, you know, I'm just going to start here. So also go in with your orange here a little bit on your greens, basically, to make clear that it is changing all. You know, we also still have our yellows here, so also make things lighter again if we mess them up, you know. Yeah, looks actually not too bad on the screen. So I will go in a little bit with my, you know, with my darker color here. And I'm doing it quite carefully for the moment. I think here, this corner where we have all these greens, I will also go in a little bit with brown, so that it blends in a little bit better. You know, the effect is better on an open space, like in those smaller areas here. It's a little bit harder, so to speak. And then we just try to blend it into the rest, you know. Oh, I think it's not too bad actually. Okay, let me think for a second. Yeah, I think actually I would like to add in a little bit more of this yellowish green here. But let's try out the black olive basically, which I still haven't touched. So let's see what this does. Maybe right here in the corners. Okay, I think that's not too bad. I just want to add in a little bit more of my, what is this? Light olive green. To blend the greens out a little bit, and I think then I'm finished with my background. And this is basically how easy it is. So you can make it more spring-like, you can make it more autumnal. You could go in with more yellow tones like ochre yellows, and more oranges, more browns, for example. I guess all of that would look very nice. So let me just... You know, as always, it is very easy to overdo it. So it's very important to know when to stop, basically. So yeah, I think definitely some more oranges or yellow tones would have been even better to make this even more autumnal. But I think it looks fine. I mean, you got the technique that we have to do. Maybe just go and really choose your own colors. Maybe you choose a nice autumnal color palette and choose your colors from there. And then just take the water crayons that you own, that you have. You don't need those expensive artist quality Caran d'Ache Neocolors. Everyone will do that have some yellows, oranges, reds, and greens. And all sets have, so. And you see, just have fun and just experiment. That's all you need to do, really. Yeah, this is how it came out, basically. Not too shabby. I think it looks quite nice. Yeah, I like it. I'm happy. So. And yeah, this is basically the outcome here. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. Hope you had some fun, that you could learn something, that I could inspire you. Yeah, most important to be inspired and to just try, have fun. And I promise, the more fun you have on this, the better the result will be. Yeah, give me a thumbs up if you like this content, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Take care everyone, and bye!